we good? We're on. All right. Sean Dream Show 007. Play the music. Play the music. Cue it up. Cue it up.
There we go.
All right.
That's all it was. It was just 007. That was literally it. That was
Just one of those hits.
Yeah. All right, you can take it off. You can take it off. Today I got Electric Tongues. I got Maxwell Ogden. I got Philip James. I've known Max for a while, long time. We go, but like, what would you
Long
say?
time.
What would you say is the first thing that we like? How did we meet? Cause I really don't remember. I think it was.
It was what was that dude's name? You know who I'm talking about? The weird ass teacher. We had like a history class together in.
Was it Mr. Woolley? No.
He was like cool as. He was super cool. I don't know his name, but
Yeah, okay.
it was like you and me and like Mason and Carmen or something was in there.
Okay. But
In-
what
in,
did
like,
we talk
10th
about?
grade. We talked about music. but
Mainly music.
It was before you were making music though,
Yeah.
and I was playing guitar.
Uh-huh.
But you were interested in making music.
Yeah.
And you kept talking about how you were gonna start making beats and shit.
Yeah. And then we talked about like Kanye.
Yeah,
That was like the
we
main
talked about
thing.
Kanye like every day.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, for sure.
it goes way deeper than just music with that. You know,
Oh, yeah.
like whenever you connect on a certain level with a certain person to understand their way of thinking, their ideal.
Yeah.
But so what do y'all do? Who are y'all? Like what goes on with
Man,
y'all?
I mean, we're Electric Tongues.
Uh-huh.
We were originally the Deadbeats.
Mhm.
There's a little bit of confusion with that name, though. You know, it's sentimental.
Yeah, my dad had a band called Dead Beats,
Mm-hmm.
and I have like a shirt, and it's badass. Like it's
Yeah.
like a
Sick. It's vintage.
yeah, it has
Oh,
like
it has
it's
that
like his
vintage
band
feel.
name, and
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
vintage.
it looks like it's cool. It's cool. And I was like we should use that logo, cause remember when I was
Yeah.
like producing, I was going by Deadbeat.
Yeah. No, I remember you telling me this
And
story.
I was using the logo, and I
Uh-huh.
was like, okay, we should just be the Deadbeats.
Yeah.
But there's like a million bands named Deadbeats.
Well,
It's
It's it's like a
It
common
sucks.
phrase. You
Same
know?
thing happened with me with the same thing with Dream Child. There was
Dream Child.
another band named Dream Child, and it was like some weird ass music, and you would like I would have the most listened song, and then the second one would be like theirs, and it'd be like, what? Well, hold on, I wasn't trying to
And
listen.
Sean Price is like a fucking famous rapper.
Yeah, he's a famous rapper, famous New York, well-known, strong
Yeah.
rapper.
Yeah.
kind of in a tough spot
Rest in
there.
peace. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I was just like,
Yeah.
you know what? Let me mix both of them. Sean Dream. So, how did y'all get y'all's name?
Well, we actually wrote a track called Electric Tongue.
It's like about nothing though. It's like a psychedelic
it's,
track.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
psychedelic, man.
okay.
It
It's
was-
unreleased. It's like
Yeah.
we're saving it for like an album.
Is it like really melodic? Like
Yeah.
Like
I mean, kind of.
what
It's-
type of vein would
it's
y'all
cool,
say
man.
it's
It's
like?
like-
Because y'all
it's-
have different. Y'all do different styles.
It's pretty. it's like psychedelic rock.
Okay.
It's like
pretty much.
it's pretty much.
But it's got like some
uh,
hip hop production on it.
Yeah,
kinda.
like on Finsta, we got like that floaty synth and everything. Like pretty much
Yeah.
Electric Tongue is like all like that, but we got these breaks in it with this electric guitar that's just kind of like all
Just
kinds of
going in.
noodling, swirling. But,
It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, it's cool, but, man,
I
I
want to
mean,
hear
we're-
this now.
Yeah, I mean,
Y'all
we-
hype
we-
me up,
I
man.
could. I don't know. We'll see if we
Yeah,
got time.
yeah.
I could like send the clip of it and we
It's
could play it.
pretty-
Or
yeah,
something.
I mean,
yeah.
it's-
Later
it's
on,
cool.
later on.
Yeah.
But we were going by Deadbeats, and
Uh-huh.
you know, it was a cool name and everything. And there were other bands called Deadbeats, and we're like, all right, that's gonna be an issue at some point. But the biggest issue was as we started like kind of working on our tracks, and we started recording someone else, we were still the Deadbeats. But I think it was really when people were kind of like, hey, Deadbeats is a cool name. You know, dads are hot right now. We're like.
No, that was.
That was she wasn't the
that
only
was
person.
one person.
No, that was more than one person
Really?
because somebody told me the same thing.
Because I
Yeah.
remember this person told. I'm not gonna say names, but this person like was asking us our band name, and I was like, the Deadbeats, and she's like. She's like, oh cool. She's like, oh cool, dads are hot. And I was like,
Oh,
What do you mean?
he was too nice to say anything at the time.
Yeah,
He was
I
kind
was
of like,
just
oh
like-
yeah, thank you, yeah. But he told me later, and I was like, oh.
it was
shit.
really weird.
Yeah, that's-
Well, I mean,
that was-
I had people ask me, they're like, oh, that's cool. Like, how many kids do you guys have? I'm like, well, we don't have any kids
We're
right
the
now.
literal Deadbeats. Like,
Yeah, people got the wrong idea, but Yeah, I mean, we were just kind of, we picked Deadbeats early on when we started making music.
We didn't release anything under Deadbeats.
Yeah,
So.
no, we never did. Yeah,
I remember talking to you a long time ago, and I remember y'all like playing clips, seeing them on Snapchat, and I'm like, when is this releasing? This was like 2 years ago. I'm like, when, like, because I knew y'all were working. Y'all been working for a while, like, and I was just like,
we've been working together like almost a year and a half.
Oh, year and a half, yeah.
Almost,
Yeah,
it was pretty crazy, man. I mean, we started working together. I just moved back from Austin. I mean, because we went to school together, but we never knew each other.
I never knew you neither. I was
yeah, exactly. So we all went to school together, but we didn't, like, I mean, y'all knew each other. I didn't know either one of y'all.
He's a little younger than us. So.
Yeah, I'm a little bit younger.
Okay.
I graduated in 2012, man.
Okay,
so
that
I'm
makes
a little
sense.
bit younger.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But when we linked up, we kind of shared each other's music. We both like really we're into what the other person was doing, and we just met up one time. We made music, and we're like, damn, this is really good. And then after a few more sessions, we're like, all right, we're a band now. Man.
Yeah,
we're a band. We got to pick a name. So we went with Deadbeats for a while, and then
that's gotta be a great feeling, bro.
Honestly,
whenever you
best
finally meet
feeling,
somebody, you could just collaborate with.
Is the first song we
what?
We produced together.
No way.
Yeah.
The first song we did together.
It's actually
that's the first one.
Yeah.
It's actually the first song that I sent him the demo that I had recorded in Austin.
Okay.
Like a year before.
It was just
man.
the rhythm guitar and the vocals.
Yeah,
and you just fleshed it out. Y'all fleshed it out together.
I drums on it and shit and the bass and stuff.
Yeah, it was
Bro.
crazy.
And then we wrote that like bridge section.
I was gonna ask you, like, do you so now it's not just guitar, you're doing bass guitar and you're like programming the drums as well now. So you're doing everything.
I mean, honestly, like any given day, like when we're working in the studio, we're hopping on all kinds of different instruments.
Yeah.
We're just
dang. So y'all are just bouncing off each other at any point in time.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
we don't really...
it used to be like I was doing like all the synth and shit, but lately in our like writing, like when we're writing, Phil's been doing a lot more synth lately, which I like because it like. It's just refreshing, like if you're trying to like come up with new ideas, you know, to have someone else like start an idea.
Yeah.
It helps me vocally too.
I was just about to say that because you're a vocalist, so you hear shit differently than how I might hear it or he might hear it. Because I'm more of a harmony guy. Like I like the chords, you know, and you're like the melodic, like okay.
I like
I hear
melodies,
you
man.
floating on the music all the time. I'm like, oh my, like that. And I understood it exactly. Whenever I heard the first couple tracks, I was like Finsta. I was like, oh, like after like the first 10 seconds, I was like, oh, no, this is like y'all really got something, you know. Like how does it feel whenever you make a song like that or like Favorite Haunt? Like how does it feel? Like is it like just cool? We got one. Is it like that?
Yeah, cause like we write a lot. We probably have like 50 or 60 songs written, like full songs. But
Jeez.
So I know we write because we're not playing shows right now, right? So like what we do is we're either in the studio at our engineers, Greg Muse.
Oh man, so
I gotta give him a shout out real quick.
Go ahead.
I gotta look on my phone to see how to pronounce his name.
All right, so here's the deal, just so you understand what's going on right now. Our engineer, he's incredible. He's almost kind of behind the scenes, like the unofficial.
Third member. Greg Muszlakowicz.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a beast, bro.
I was gonna ask because you got these headphones over here. I was gonna ask like. Do you do the engineering, the mixing?
No, hell no.
And now, I was like, damn, dude, you're great.
I wouldn't say you suck.
You can start it off though,
bro.
right?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, go ahead, Bill. Talk about.
Here's the deal.
My mixing sucks, bro.
His production chops. His production chops are incredible. Our problem is really we've been limited equipment wise.
We don't have the equipment.
Yeah, I mean, if you give this man the equipment, I mean,
Greg though, like he like helps us like.
He's a genius.
We can like
honestly.
If we don't know how to
genius,
physically do something, like if I have an idea. Or Phil has an idea, and I'm like, and I don't know how to physically execute it, but I can hear it in my head.
Yeah.
You know? I'll be like, Greg, I need this intro to do this, right?
And we're really bad at explaining.
He can do like he's like real good with like the sound design and shit.
Yeah.
So he like makes sounds out of like nothing.
The stars aligned for y'all, straight
It's
up.
crazy.
No, it
It's
really
making
is.
it's making me feel
No.
weird. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
'cause,
yeah. I
like
mean,
y'all met, and then y'all got the engineer, and he's like cool with it, you know, and he can help y'all with everything. Like, it's hard to find somebody that
Bro, he helps us
believes
so
in the
much.
music.
No, he does.
like
we
that.
pay him,
He
but
does.
he's like, he knows we're broke, and he's like, yeah, just pay me when y'all get the money. Let's just
Mhm.
work right now. Like, he's so
Dog.
cool, man. Like, I owe him so much money.
Bro.
And he just,
I
he
do
just,
too, man.
it's gonna come
Shout
back.
out
It's gonna
Greg,
come
man.
back.
he
I
just
already
wants
know.
us
I
to
owe
be
you a lot,
successful,
man.
but we already know, like, once we make it, he's gonna be on the team. You know what I mean?
Oh,
He's
so
definitely
it's not gonna be
like a
like
contract.
it's not gonna be like we like get on and then like ditch him or some
No.
shit.
Yeah,
Like he's like a part
He's
of our
he's
sound,
part
you
of
know.
our sound, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I mean, he was the first guy that we went to, which we got. That I mean, that's incredible luck for us. Cause
That's
we were
what I'm
checking out some other
saying.
people.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was living in Austin, I was in this band, and I mean, we went to a couple different studios to get like quotes just to record for a day.
Shit's
Mhm.
expensive.
I mean, they're like,
Mhm.
yeah, man, like you guys can come in, like you can record for a day. It'll only be like, you know, $2,700.
Yeah.
Like, man, what the fuck? I don't have
where-
that money. Like, what do you?
Yeah.
I can't do that. So
Mhm.
I mean, I was really nervous when we started making music. And we're like, all right, it's time to go to a studio. We're like, all right, well,
Yeah.
We got to make use of this time, cause
How are we gonna do this?
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
and we met him, and
Yeah.
You know,
Greg's cool, man, and
he's amazing.
at the start. So like he has like a rate, like a per day rate, and like a per song rate, right?
Mhm.
So when we first started, you know, we did the two track EP thing.
Mhm. Yeah,
Originally-
that shit's so fire too. Like y'all's cover arts. Before y'all even got here. I was telling them like those cover arts would just be a dope ass fucking tattoo.
Yeah,
Like, it's just
I planned
dope
to
art
do it already. Shout
in
out to
general.
Leah.
Yeah,
Leah Luton.
Leah
did the art.
Luton.
Who?
Leah Luton.
Leah Luton. We went
Okay.
to school with her.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Yo,
she's an
hey,
amazing
shout out
artist.
her, man.
Uh,
shout
her-
out Ellie
She's
Bell.
an
Yeah.
amazing
You know her?
artist,
You
man.
knew? Oh no. Okay. She's all like hyped up.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
I-
no, I'm just like, all right, cool. Nah, but
yeah.
look at that. That is fucking
Yeah.
dope as fuck, man. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
we,
Oh, and Amon did the little border on it.
how do you
Like-
how do you come up with that shit? Like, what did you tell him?
I mean,
did y'all tell him something?
Yeah.
it was just kind of the strange.
Yeah, I had like
process,
this
you
idea
know?
for the thing. I was like
Yeah.
a skull and a rose, and she just did it.
Yeah, I mean, when
And
we kind of get in our zone,
Yeah.
Y'all just
creative.
I just think of shit
Yeah.
all the
We
time.
just-
Phil does
yeah.
too. Like I'll just think of shit
Spitball.
like this would be a cool like
Damn.
project or like a something to use. You know what I mean? And then just like try to use it. You know, shit like that. But you know,
That just makes me happy.
I forget
man.
where I was going with that.
No,
Oh,
we
yeah,
were-
Greg.
Greg,
Yeah.
When we first started, he has a per song rate and a per day rate.
Mm.
The per day rate is cheaper, but all you get is that day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, originally I was like, okay, we want to do a 4-track EP, right? It was the same 4 songs, the ones that we have.
That
out
you already
now.
got out.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, cool. Let's go there and stay all day, and we can do 4 songs.
we were naive. Man.
Hell no, bro. These songs, like, we spend so much time on them, like multiple days,
I
bro.
mean-
But he was sitting up there with us at his house for like 13, 14-hour days
Yeah.
in his studio.
15 hours for the first.
We
day.
did it
The first day
15?
was like 15 hours.
Yeah, and he was just doing it with
amazing,
us, like
man. He was
Bruh.
just he was
like no breaks, just like a lunch break.
You got to
and
think
then keep
about
going.
the mental that it takes to work on something
It's hard,
over
bro.
for 15 hours, you know, and it
Yeah.
comes out in the music. Like that's why I'm so like excited about it, cuz it's like you could tell y'all put the time in. Like y'all got every, you know, effect that y'all wanted. Like the vocals are mixed perfectly and the drums hit nice and the bass line is just groovy. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yo,
well,
how did
right
they
here,
got this, man? Like what? Like
we, you know, we spent a lot of time in the home studio working on the demo, and that's where you know
The demo's
inspiration is.
hilarious for Finster.
Oh man,
Bro.
the demo's crazy, man.
Dude, no, it's hilarious, bro.
For which one? Which
It's
one?
For
so
Finsta.
Oh,
So-
I got, hey man,
it's
please,
so-
man, that's my favorite song.
We,
Please,
we
know,
can
I
pull
got
it up.
Hey.
We can pull it up.
Well, you know the craziest thing about
You
it
wanna
too.
hear it?
No, 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 not right now, not right now,
Okay,
no, 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 no.
The craziest thing about it was when we cut that demo.
Yeah.
I sent it to people and they're like, "Man, this is amazing," and I was like, "Oh,
yeah.
cool."
Uh-huh.
And it's like, you know, it's crazy to break out of that mindset of, you know, before where we're releasing music on SoundCloud, where we're making music on our MacBooks
Mhm.
and we're putting it on SoundCloud. And
Yeah.
people are like, this is great.
Uh-huh.
It's like, man, like why would you ever go to the studio?
Uh-huh.
Well, we cut this demo. People are like, oh, that's amazing. I'm like, well, it could be a lot better. How do you get to the radio? We go to the studio, how many hours? Over 100 hours.
Yeah.
Well over 100 hours on each track.
Yeah.
No, it takes time.
You realize, you listen. I mean, the first night that I sat down and I listened to Finsta versus the Finsta demo.
Finsta demo was funny.
I was like,
You're like,
man, what? It's like Great Value versus what you got like Nordstrom, man. It's
Versus
crazy.
Kroger.
Yeah, versus like Whole Foods. It's like we had like the Whole Foods track, and then we had like the Walmart Great Value clearance rack track.
Yo, we gotta
basically.
hey man,
Yeah,
that's
I
what
mean,
y'all
it
should
was
name
like,
it. Y'all should name it
man.
that. Not like final Mac mixed and
Right.
mastered. Nah. We
Finsta.
got
Whole Foods edition.
Available at select 7-Elevens.
Yeah.
Like, like basically.
That
like,
one right there. You're like, oh,
when you-
that's that one.
It's crazy,
It's crazy,
like what
man.
it does. But I mean, like he was saying, Greg. I mean, this guy. I have him in my phone as Greg the Wizard,
Yeah.
and that's no joke. I mean, he really is.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
if it weren't, when we were starting,
Mm-hmm.
we're definitely like, I mean, we always liked Greg right off the bat. We liked him.
Yeah.
But at the very beginning, we're like, oh, we don't need anybody else. Like, we could do this without anybody. But it's definitely where we've gotten in our careers so quickly now. We owe Greg so much.
Oh no,
He's-
it definitely.
He's an
just-
incredible part of the team, and I
Uh-huh.
mean, he has his studio is Blue 13 Productions.
Okay, shout out Blue
Um,
13
Blue
Productions.
13
Yep, yep.
Productions. I mean, he's anybody that's trying to get their music, not just recorded, man. It goes way beyond that. It's not just getting your music recorded.
He's
It's
like an executive producer.
He's
you
an
know,
executive
like he
producer,
does
yeah.
like.
Yeah, I was
the
about to say,
whole
do
shit.
y'all have to
Yeah,
like
if
build
you
a
want-
relationship with him?
yeah.
Like y'all,
Yeah.
like he has to understand where you're trying to go to actually get you there.
He understands
basically.
where we're coming from as artists,
Mhm.
and that's
Yeah.
rare. I feel like that's
Oh,
incredibly rare.
so rare.
Because
so
like
rare.
he understands, so like we're crazy. Like we,
There you
know,
go,
right
we're
there, bro.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Blue
There you go.
13.
Blue 13,
Yep.
man.
Yeah.
We're, sometimes it's hard for us to articulate things because
We hear
'Cause
it,
we
but we
suck
don't
at
know
speaking.
what. Yeah, we don't know how to
I mean
speak
we're
it.
writing these things out of a place of like high emotion,
Mm-hmm.
So for him to sit there and bring like the math and the science into it,
Yeah.
for him to bridge those.
Damn, and that's I was talking about that the other day. I was like, I think it was after the podcast, but it was with captioning them, and
That was a good episode, by the way.
oh, thank you.
Fantastic.
Well, that was, I already talked about how yeah, but we were saying like the music is literally just emotion and math like put
Yeah.
Yeah,
together
yeah.
because it's a puzzle piece to get that feeling, to evoke that feeling out of somebody else. Because I'll hear a song and get a feeling out of it.
Yeah.
It takes a lot to do that.
And then when you execute it, you need the math because like
Mhm.
when
Yeah.
you're in the studio talking to someone and you're like trying to explain something, you're like on the fourth beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
you
want
know
the
what I mean?
delay
Like,
and the
like,
reverb to go
it's
this
all
long.
math.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what are some of the things that we've said to Greg that didn't make any sense that he like got to the bottom of?
Oh,
Like, when we're
just,
sitting there,
like-
we're just like, yeah,
like
like
literally almost everything.
what? Like, I mean,
almost
I'll sit there,
everything.
yeah.
No, bro,
I'm just like,
'cause
like
I'll be
delay and reverb and shit
Bro,
like that.
I'll be like, yeah, I don't know any of the technical terms. So I'll be like, yeah, I need this synth to like just be really big and like boomy. And he's like, yeah, no,
I would look at you like, yo,
Yeah.
what do you?
Yeah.
I don't know how to do magic.
and
What
it,
is boomy?
and it makes perfect sense to me, right?
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, I know exactly how I want it to sound, but I'm like, I don't know how to
Yeah.
articulate it.
Man.
like
Well,
almost
yeah,
every.
I'll be like, hey man, can you make this guitar like a little bit more swirly?
Yeah,
I know he understands. Or I'm like, hey, my vocals, like I want my
You
vocals.
add like a flanger
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
like,
Like,
hey man, like
Yeah.
I like this, but like, can you make me a little bit fuzzier?
Yeah,
You know, he'll kind of look at me
Yo.
for a second and be like, okay, I got you. And then like
Yeah.
he'll work something out. He'll send us a bounce like
Yeah.
a few hours later, and it's exactly what I was trying to say.
Wow.
And I mean, it's crazy because you can't. I feel like it was an incredible rare opportunity that I got when I met Max for him to understand where I was coming from artistically. And for
Shout out
me-
to Alyssa and Juvie.
yeah, that's a big thing.
They
man.
they linked y'all up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dang,
honestly,
that's
how,
hey
how-
man,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like this is a
Yeah.
crazy story, Like
Yeah, yeah.
if you
I
really
mean,
break
it
it,
really
down.
is, yeah.
Because I remember you were on guitar back then, way like,
back.
OG. You know what I mean? I was going to you like, hey, what guitar do I need? And And you were giving me
Bro,
all
I
time.
was
Remember
going
that day?
you, bro, for drums though. And
Nah.
production, yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a
That's
minute.
a mutually beneficial relationship.
I'm gonna
like
have to
that.
give a
That's
shout out to Sean Dream over here.
Yeah, it's cool.
When we get there, like,
Yeah,
he was like production mentor
No,
to me.
we're talking
for a
about
minute.
Electric Tongues though. We're talking about Electric Tongues. But
Well,
how did it? Because I remember you brought
yeah.
up the radio.
Yeah.
You wanted to get to the radio, and
yeah,
y'all
I think
just got to the radio. How does that feel, man?
Yeah, well,
It was crazy, man.
It's surreal, man.
The first one we were played on 91.7. 91.7 is a super sick station.
Yeah.
It's like
KXT.
all like not all indie, but it's like
Ooh, shit.
it's
what
not
type of
all
music?
indie.
Like
they play
name
everything
bands,
though.
name
like,
bands.
like they play like fucking
Wall of
Arcade
Orange,
Fire.
Oh, okay,
fucking
yeah, I got you.
Electric Tongues,
they
bro.
play-
Hey, hey, that's all that matters.
But that was the
Right there.
first station we got played on,
Yeah.
and that was cool.
Yeah.
They're a little smaller, I think, a little bit.
a little bit smaller.
Okay.
But it's still a super cool station. Like, it's my main station I listen to.
Okay,
They play
okay.
like classic shit.
I'ma
It's kind
check
of
it
like
out.
softer music, you know. Like they play a bunch of like super chill music.
Nah, yeah, I love that
Uh,
type of music.
But
for
like
sure.
103.7,
Crazy music, man.
Yeah.
103.7 now is like the main like alternative station now in
Mhm.
So much
DFW
bigger.
Got you.
since 102.1 The Edge. shut
Yeah,
down.
bro. When that shut down, I was like, where do I go now?
Yeah.
And so 103.7 is
Yeah,
the one.
and they
All right,
played
cool.
us
7's the one,
on
man.
Thursday.
Hey, we're
Yeah.
having Dallas Fort Worth talk. If there's like any viewers
Yeah,
that
yeah,
are not in Dallas
Dallas-Fort
Fort Worth,
Yep.
this is what we're talking about.
And
we're talking about radio
Greg,
stations.
Greg got us on 103.7 too. So
Yeah.
he sent
Oh,
our
he
shit
got
down.
y'all?
Yeah, I know, and we didn't even know until like
We had no
like an
idea.
hour before, and he's like, "Hey, y'all are about to be on 103.7."
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh shit!"
I woke up
Yeah.
from a nap. I was scrolling through my notifications.
Yeah.
And like we get pretty good notifications for Electric Tongues because even though we've been, we've had our heads down in the studio and everything,
Mhm.
we still get, likes and follows and everything. But I'm going through my notifications and I see that Mark on the radio from 103.7 tagged us, Electric Tongues.
Damn.
Post. I'm like, man, what's this? And at first, I woke up, I was like, Mark on the radio. It's like, that sounds familiar, but I don't know who that is. So I
Yeah.
followed the post and I saw it, and it was kind of like this list of bands. And then
Uh-huh.
right at the bottom it says tonight on Alt 103.7. And I was
Uh-huh.
like,
Bro,
what?
and he
Hold up one
it
second.
was crazy. So we
Damn.
like, I like, cause it was like an hour block playing like
Yeah.
local music,
Okay, gotcha.
good
like
stuff,
DFW bands.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of talent
I know.
out
I didn't
here,
even.
bro.
I knew there was like good rappers and shit here, and
Mhm.
obviously producers, but I didn't realize there was so many good like bands, which is cool.
Yeah.
But and like so I like drove around for the whole hour.
Yeah,
Like,
you
I
were
would
just gonna
cruise-
jam out.
Because 91.7, I heard it on my Xbox, like through the 91.7 website.
oh,
So it was
okay.
still cool, but like I was like,
You're
I gotta
on-
hear this in
in
the
the car. You're on
and
the
I gotta
car,
see
dialed in.
I gotta see the name on the thing.
Yo,
you know,
yo.
and he played us like right at the end, but
oh shit,
which was cool.
No, that's
But-
perfect because I feel like most people listen to they remember the first and the end.
yeah,
Like sometimes like
Yeah.
like if you're in a mix, they'll remember that first song like and then the last song that it gets everybody hyped too. You know what I mean? At a show, it's the same way. You want to open up strong
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
end strong. So y'all, man, that's,
and
oh
he
my-
but the DJ Mark on the radio, is he Mark on
Mark
the radio?
on the radio. I
That's
assume
his-
that's his
that's his
last
name?
name.
I
guess
His
that's
middle
his
name is
name.
on his last
Okay,
name
cool.
radio.
Okay.
That's just it.
So
Mark
Mark, on the
radio.
radio, he was like was talking about us like in the middle of the show, and he was
he was
like,
talking about y'all.
yeah, oh
Quite a
bro,
bit,
he
quite
showed
a
us a
bit,
lot of
yeah.
love. It was crazy.
Yeah, so
He
shout out
talked
Mark
about
on
us
the
in the
radio.
middle, and then at the end, he was like, yeah, that was Electric Tongues. They got they're from whatever Dallas.
Well, uh-huh, yeah,
he
yeah,
talked
And he was
about
like, they're
Finsta.
really
Yeah.
he was like, these guys are really good. They got this other song Finsta that's like crazy, and it was crazy, man. But it was funny because in the middle he was like upcoming, we got music from a band called Electric Tongues, and he's like he was like he was like
Oh man.
he was like, be careful when you Google that, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then I
shit.
And
googled
this is
it.
with my parents, my grandparents,
Oh.
everybody listening, bro.
Man,
Everybody listening.
oh,
Bro,
man,
I
that's
had
terrible.
no idea, but it's literally like a type of sex toy.
It's
In
a little tongue.
an electric tongue.
It's a little electric
It's like a
king.
little tongue.
Nah, y'all knew that shit.
no,
Nah, I'm fucking with y'all.
we,
I'm fucking-
no, we had no idea. I mean, the first thing I looked up when I went down the rabbit hole to see what an electric tongue was. It's
Yeah.
like the electric tongue for your bum. It's the first thing
What?
that popped up. That's the first thing I saw, and I was like,
Whoa.
so initially, I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, wait, how many times have I Googled our band? How many times have I gone to our website? And this has not come up. And now suddenly, so somebody out there,
Whoa.
I don't know if they just patented this thing, but
Hey, don't you hate when that comes out, when that happens?
Well,
that like something
I
else
don't
comes out and they
no,
cut it.
I mean,
Like,
honestly,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
So I'm cool with it. Like, it's just funny.
It's
It's a funny ass story. That's
At
dope.
first,
Yeah.
no, at first I was worried when he said, "Be careful." I was like, "Oh man," I was
Yeah.
like, "What?"
So I'm like,
I saw it.
fucked up,
Honestly, that's the funniest thing, man. I don't know if I want to change it. I don't think
Yeah.
I ever want
Nah,
to change
nah.
that.
That
You gotta
makes
keep
it that
that.
much doper.
If-
to me,
Yeah, yeah.
in my
honestly, I'll
opinion.
tell you what, man. If when you Google our band
Yeah.
and you don't see a little Amazon shopping, little electric tongue up at the top,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
the world's not right, man.
Yeah.
But we had no idea until the broadcast, until that happened on air.
Man.
That was crazy.
So do you do your sessions like with him, like in the studio?
Yeah,
You overdo your sessions, or he mixes the you
It's
take
a
the recording
long
at the
process.
house?
Man,
like
it's
at it.
a
Oh, we
lot.
re-record
It's a lot.
everything at Greg's.
Yeah, we do.
Oh,
everything.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah. That's what
everything.
Damn.
Because
Yeah.
like at my house is where we do our like writing and shit.
Yeah,
So,
just trying to figure it out,
Like,
basically.
yeah, when I say writing, it's like recording, but like rough demos, you know.
Mhm.
So we're recording a song, but I would never release that shit.
Yeah.
It's like super rough, you know.
We really like to capture the sound as we're recording it.
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
you.
Yeah, it's just
Damn.
kind of nice. I mean, it's like a blank canvas to have that Mac open.
Mhm.
It's like sketching something, So
Man.
like when we're sitting around, we're having some wine or whatever,
Yeah.
and we just
And it just comes
Yeah.
out.
it's
It
just
is like,
whatever
we're just
whatever
in the flow.
Yeah, I mean whatever we're feeling that day, whatever's on our minds, we have a lot that just kind of spills out, and then we catch it
Mhm.
in that Logic session, and then we send it to Greg, and then we just kind of replace all the pieces like
Mhm.
the puzzle.
Damn.
It's
So
fun.
who handles the creative direction? Cause y'all got like pictures on all y'all's Apple Music. Y'all have it all like pretty nice and tight. You know what I mean? Like y'all have y'all's branding is
Yeah,
just
I
really
mean,
on point.
Honestly, I gotta say, being a duo and everything,
It's easy.
yeah.
when you're a duo.
And y'all are so in sync. You know,
You
it's
just gotta
like
get.
Yeah.
You just have to agree.
mhm.
So like in a band, you have to get like 5 people to agree.
yeah.
You know, but a duo, it's just like
Yeah.
if you disagree, you can just be like no,
Well,
and then talk about it and figure it out. So it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
way easier, you know.
Mm.
It's nice because while we have different inspirations and influences and everything like that, and we come from different backgrounds in music, I feel like together, like we both have the same vision for where we want to be.
Mhm.
So it's like, even though we may disagree on certain bands or certain sounds or
Mhm.
or certain bits of fashion or something
Just-
like
yeah,
that,
just
which is
anything.
rare. But yeah, I mean, things that like we disagree on really doesn't matter because that's few and far between, pretty much. But
Mhm.
I mean, the thing is, like, I don't know, it's weird. It's different from anything I've ever been a part of before.
Yeah.
Because-
Whenever you're with bands, have you been like with bigger bands?
Yeah, I
Like 4
have,
or 5 people.
About
I know
like,
you've been in a bunch of
yeah,
bands.
probably like 3
I've
before.
only been like 3.
And it's difficult,
Yeah,
man.
okay.
It's difficult because everybody's coming from if people are like really inspired, they're
Mhm.
very like they're sticking to their guns
Yeah.
on how they want to sound and how they want to be.
Oh, for sure.
And the
for sure.
problem a lot of the times is, people want to sound a certain way, and that certain way is somebody that's already making music. It's
Mhm.
like, so someone wants to sound like, someone wants to sound exactly like Roosevelt or, one of these,
Oh,
like,
got you,
kind
yeah.
of like alt bands or something like, and it's just
Yeah.
kind of, they want to sound exactly like somebody else. So they're
Mm-hmm.
not really creating anything. They're kind of copying something. And
Mm.
it's a problem when, like for me in the bands I was in Austin,
Yeah.
I was bringing a lot of like kind of deep down, kind of weird stuff that I was thinking up. I was kind of bringing it out, and they're like, oh, that's cool, but I don't really.
They were just
that doesn't.
dismissing you.
Yeah, they're like, that doesn't sound like this, or that doesn't sound like that. We can't do that. And when I showed Max the stuff I was working on, and then he kind of sprinkled in his his style, it was like nothing I ever heard.
It's fun
It's
whenever
nice,
you.
man.
It's fun whenever you have people that like they let you be an artist.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's basically what had just happened. Cause I'm sure you've been dealing with like people trying to box you in. I was talking to my homie in the car, like, that's kind of the reason why I go so many different routes with my music. I go house, I go just dance, I go hip hop, I go trap. Like, I go these different routes because I don't want people to just box me in.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be known as, oh, he's just that's you already know what to expect. You know, and I feel like that's how kind of y'all are. Like, who would y'all say inspires y'all? Because y'all have so many different sounds.
We got very different influences.
We do.
Okay.
Each
Well, I'll
of us.
say like
Yeah.
let's break it. Let's
Yeah.
do like top 3.
For each or for total?
No, your top 3 and your top
Okay.
3. And like just like the first thought. Don't even like, oh well, nah, just boom, boom, boom.
So,
Well, hold on, let me nah, just cause I know my top 3. I'll tell you my top 3. Kanye, Pharrell. Damn, oh shit, it happened to me. Fuck.
Oh yeah, there we go. It's
yeah,
top
you're
3.
like-
Those I only got top 2 then.
Two.
I only got
Two.
2
A
then.
top 2. All right.
Yeah, that's it.
For you.
Blood Orange.
Whoa, that's
Bro,
a
I'm
that's a switch.
obsessed with
That's a
Blood-
switch.
No, bro.
That's a plot twist right there.
I'm obsessed, right?
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Blood
Yeah,
orange.
Blood
he's-
Orange.
That's the
that-
first thing you put on when you get in the car, type shit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Blood
Yes.
Orange,
Yeah.
Kanye, but I'm like upset about Kanye.
We'll talk about Kanye a
we
little
can
later.
talk
yeah,
about that.
we'll talk about
But
him later, man.
Kanye and probably Lou Reed, Velvet Underground.
Okay.
I think my favorite like modern band, like poppin' band right now, The Neighborhood. Jesse Rutherford from The Neighborhood, huge inspiration
Yeah.
of mine. I've always been really into everything like Dan Arbach has done from the Black Keys. He has
Oh, okay, yeah,
He has
Black
a little
Keys.
kind of a like indie band called The Arcs that he does
Oh,
on the side.
okay.
Absolutely, like
Fire.
it's like a more psychedelic version of the Black
They
Keys.
just go even further.
Yeah,
They go
'cause-
deeper. I
Because
got
I mean,
you.
I started playing guitar, like listening to like John Mayer and Stevie
okay.
Ray Vaughan, and honestly, I'd have to say that while there are a lot of other artists that I could say is like my number 3, I do have to say probably John Mayer.
John Mayer
for
up
his
there.
guitar style and everything. Because
Yeah.
I mean, he's been absolutely, you know, if it weren't for him, I mean, I don't think I'd be playing guitar. So I would have to say,
Damn.
you know,
John Mayer is a legend.
yeah,
He's a
he
living
is.
legend,
Yeah,
man.
So John Mayer's
And he was
definitely
just on
responsible.
tour. Like, he just came by
Man, he's
recently.
he's always on tour, man.
Grateful
He's
Dead thing.
always
Yeah, the
playing.
Grateful
Yeah.
Dead, too. Yeah.
Yeah, Grateful Dead.
Yeah,
Dead
that's what it
Company.
was, man. That's
Yeah.
it.
And John Mayer.
Yeah.
John Mayer, did you start off
John
playing
Mayer gave
blues?
hits off,
Yeah.
too.
Absolutely.
So you play guitar as well, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
did start off playing blues?
Mhm.
Dang.
So it's,
that evolved.
I think that you know, for our sound, like on our track "Favorite Haunt," I play most of the guitar. He's got the guitar solo and everything. I mean, his soloing skills are crazy. And
Yep.
everything that like I like to indulge in and listen to that I can't do.
Yeah,
You
man.
know, that style.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's over here bringing to the table. So
This is like a perfect,
so that's
like,
yeah.
alright,
So
cool,
that's
we got
something
it.
for me. It's like, you know, that's crazy because that's an element that it's added to, you know, like my art that I never thought that I could bring in. But it's
Yeah,
like
oh,
my
man.
other half here is
Y'all just doing the fusion
it's just
dance, the
just
Dragon
yeah,
Ball Z
just
fusion
yeah,
dance.
exactly. He's just effortlessly just flowing with these incredible things that, you know, I can't do.
And I can't sing or finish a
Yeah,
song, so
yeah.
I just have like ideas.
Yeah.
It's great. I mean,
You know?
where one of us, you know, stops, the other just continues, and it's
Yeah.
crazy, man. Because it every single time that we work, and I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we work on, you know, and we have a lot of duds sometimes when we're working in the studio. There are a lot of things.
You're
work
gonna have
on-
those though.
Yeah,
There's
we
gonna be
work
shit
on
you're
for a
gonna
few
make.
hours. Yeah,
Not
Like,
every
ah,
song is
nah.
gonna be a song.
yeah. I mean, we
like-
have. I
We just
don't
gotta
think.
flesh those ideas out.
I will say, we never have bad songs. There's one song. There is
Bruh.
one song that I
Don't say the name, but that's.
I'm not gonna say the name.
Yeah,
man.
we
It's
made this
just-
one song,
Don't say the name.
and it was so bad, bro. It was like one of the first songs we made, and it was so trash.
To be
But
fair, I
we
think
thought
we
it
were
was
both.
fire.
Yeah, I think
we
were
weren't
both
in our
really
right
drunk,
mind.
man.
Yeah. And then we thought it was fire, and like we showed like Alyssa, and Alyssa was like, "What the?"
Yeah,
y'all
she,
are
gave, yeah,
trash.
she,
Yeah.
she had this look on her face like, okay, y'all need some water right now.
Yeah. It was bad.
Yeah,
it was real bad.
wasn't.
I'll show it to you
nah,
sometime.
man.
Okay,
it
okay.
was.
Trash.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
man.
something that kind of stays in the vault. So.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Forever.
other than that,
Yeah.
other
To
than
be
that,
fair, I didn't delete the Logic file.
No,
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
still in there.
You're a real one, because some of them that I make, and I'll be, oh hell, nobody can ever hear this shit. I delete that.
You know, I have to say, from like technically speaking, it's
cool.
not bad.
It's got some cool elements.
Musically, it
As a whole,
it
it's
works.
trash.
Yeah, but like as a song, it kind of. I mean, if you have anxiety, don't listen to it. Yeah, you'll be calling the cops. Like, hey, I can't
real.
breathe anymore. I don't know what's going on right now.
Yeah,
Trash,
bro.
But
Yeah.
other than
Sometimes
that,
that's how it goes. Sometimes.
yeah, I mean.
Well,
just
how do you
kinda-
know whenever this is a finished song, or like how do you know like this is a wrap? I got it. We good.
I think a big way to tell if you got one or not is if you even have the motivation to finish it in the first
Okay.
place. Because like we'll start a lot of songs
Mm-hmm.
and then not finish them, and if it's good, we always come back to it
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
finish it.
Yep.
We'll, like,
if
text
it's
about
not,
it later.
if it's not,
Mhm.
it'll be sitting in my Logic for like a year.
Yeah.
like-
and then maybe we might
And
pull
then
it
I'll-
out if
and
we're
then I'll
bored or
be-
something.
Yeah, then I'll be looking through my files and like play it and be like, oh, that's kind of tight, and then
Mhm.
maybe go back to it. But you know,
Yeah.
usually those are the ones that are like not it.
Yeah.
And sometimes we
Yeah.
move too fast and like we just forget about things,
Mhm.
and then we find them later
Yeah,
on.
we,
I mean,
we write too much sometimes.
yeah,
I think,
one
which
of the
is a good problem to have, but
That is a
Yeah.
great problem to have.
but it's still a problem in a way.
I guess.
I mean, I would
it is
like
when you
to,
need to rehearse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to finish songs, but we always are trying to get ideas out, so it's like it's hard sometimes
Yeah.
to finish songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when are y'all gonna start performing, doing live shows? Do y'all have a plan for that? Or?
We're
Not exactly a plan for it.
we're kind of in the beginning stages.
We're trying to
Okay.
avoid doing the bar circuit type thing.
Y'all just
you know-
want to just keep putting out music until the demand is so high.
Yes,
To where it's
exactly.
like,
Yeah.
okay, now I gotta get them checks. I gotta get that money.
We want to
that
get
bag.
the money or have a crowd, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to be playing for like 50 people or something.
Yeah.
You know,
we don't want to put
it's-
out.
it-
Y'all feel like y'all have already been there like
Yeah.
so many times because y'all been in
We
so many
have.
bands and y'all have already played so many shows. Like, no, y'all gonna have to pay to go see us
and
now.
it still
like,
takes
this
a
is
lot of,
some-
even to play those shows for 20, 50 people, it takes a lot of energy.
yeah,
and
it
preparation.
does.
So it's like
yeah.
that energy instead of that, which will probably have a very small payoff, could be
Mhm.
put into like working on our product. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? That's the idea.
yeah.
So
Man, that's kind of what I'm doing too. Like, I don't want to.
that's good.
I
though.
started off doing shows a couple years back. I was like doing a show a month.
And shows are fun though. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
oh,
It's
yeah.
very fun. I would love to play a show like right now.
Oh man!
but
and
you
hear
know
all
what
the
I mean?
people sing back to you,
Yeah,
your
yeah.
words and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
But I
that'd
don't
be
want to
dope.
do some small ass show though. That's all.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what it would be like right now. It just would. You know.
Yeah,
When you're on a bill with a couple other like middle-aged guys that are coming in.
yeah,
Old ass blues
Doing
band
some,
and shit.
It just brings your energy down. You're so
Yeah.
excited. You're
Yeah.
like, oh shit.
Playing
and
on a
then
bill
it's like
with,
three
like-
people, and you're like, oh damn, like
Yeah.
come on, man.
Playing with
Yeah.
an AC/DC cover band somewhere.
Yeah,
You know, a band that's just playing for like some wings and beer. you
Yeah, they're
know.
just trying to chill.
Yeah,
They're just
yeah.
trying to-
it's-
that's just
well,
fun.
and you know, when we play live, we want, you know, like the how big Finsta is and how big someone else and all that is. We want it to be even bigger live. So like when we play shows, and if we just start playing like little shows right now,
Yeah.
I mean, if any of those tracks come through sounding thin or weak, I mean, that's
Yeah.
just gonna that's gonna kill us.
It's gonna-
you know?
yeah, it's gonna bring y'all
I mean,
down.
like emotionally, that'd be terrible. But like for the people that
That are counting on
for
y'all.
our fans so
Yeah.
far, and you know, we have a pretty good group now that listens to us and really enjoys what we're putting out. You know, we really think about them too. You know, how they feel when they listen to Finster, how they feel when they listen to someone else. We want them to
Yep.
feel that times 10 when they see us live. So,
Oh man.
you know, we don't want to go out and we don't want to put on a weak ass show just for
Yeah.
the sake of having a show.
Yeah,
You know,
I
it's
see
not-
that a
it's not
lot,
worth it, man.
especially in the hip hop community.
Yeah.
Like and I understand they're trying to showcase local talent for sure. I
Mm-hmm.
respect it. I'm not talking down on it. It's just
Yeah,
something that
yeah.
I'm not interested in. Like I don't
Right.
want to.
You got
Like-
a bigger vision.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm holding myself to a lower standard. Just not because it's not talking down on the event or anything like that, but
Right,
just
exactly.
for me, I would want more people to hear it. You know, I would want to showcase it to more people. You know.
Yeah.
So I understand. That's a dope way to look at it though, because it makes you laser in on your craft. Like you gotta be good at whatever your art that you're putting out. It has to be good. It has to be undeniable for people to just be like, all right, I'll drop $40 on this ticket, or you know. And I feel like y'all are well on y'all's way. Y'all already on the radio. Y'all have only dropped 4 songs. Like me, I'm like years in dropping stuff on SoundCloud and it's duds and like some songs, and y'all got 4 songs and y'all got like that's like I feel like that's just a sign, and like I keep on going back to like being super excited about it, but like it really is like y'all breaking it down like that. It's just like it's crazy, man. Like y'all are just. I don't know. And then y'all got the shirts, man. Where do y'all get y'all shirts? Because I've been trying to get some floral button-ups. I go to if you don't want to give it away, if y'all don't want to. I go to the thrift store, but I go to Texas Thrift over there by my house.
I'm going to get, I'll tell you, like, what to look for. Yeah, off air, bro. Off air.
All right, cool.
This is vintage Ralph. This is vintage Ralph, though. Ralph, okay?
Yeah, we have
I'll show you where to get the vintage Ralph, bro.
Oh.
Yeah,
man.
he introduced me to the world of those real like hookups,
Designer
hookups and everything. Yeah, he
Ralph is classic.
I mean, I've always
Ralph is like my favorite brand like ever.
Are you big in fashion?
I am, yeah.
What do you?
I've always. I mean, I love Ralph.
Mm-hmm.
I love. One of my favorite brands I can't really afford right now is I'm a huge fan of Off-White, mostly because I'm a huge fan of denim jackets.
Oh, okay, got you.
So I mean, I probably have like 9 or 10 denim jackets in my closet right now. Actually, I have a pretty sick undercover denim that this guy sold me.
Yeah. Have you seen those Yeezy basketball shoes that they're about to come out with?
Yeah.
Bro, I want to hoop in those, bro. Like I've been hooping a lot. Like
you have. Bro, yeah, you've been inviting me, but
yeah,
I don't think I can hoop at TCC though. I don't have a
No, it's outdoors. Anybody can just go there.
Oh, okay.
We just show up. I mean,
well, I'm definitely not coming there.
Damn. What? Why is everybody hooping indoors?
Because it's better, bro. No, once it cools down, I'll hoop outdoors though. But I can't do it right now.
We're really savages, man. We'll hoop.
Nah.
Like, it'll be like there'll be some days where it's like windy as fuck. And we're out there, and we're shooting threes, and the wind just takes like the ball. And we keep on shooting them, like, no matter what. Like, we're just like, fuck it. And eventually, we're like, all right, we're just going to drive now. But everybody stays back. It's like, come on, man. Like, damn. But what did you think about, like, what do you think about Kanye's music now? Like, how do y'all feel about that?
I don't think a whole lot about it because I don't really listen to it.
Damn, you haven't heard the Lil Pump song?
I've heard it. I've heard all of his stuff. I just don't listen to it. Yeah. I've heard it.
Damn,
it's kind of tough, man. It's like an estranged family.
He's just
way, you know?
He's just like
it's like that. That's how you feel about it,
bro. Yeah, but like, cause I like love Kanye, like probably how you love Kanye.
Yeah, you know that guy.
And like if so. I don't know how to articulate it. This is what I'm talking about, articulation.
Yeah.
But like he
kind of let you down.
He's been like my number one inspiration musically. Also inspired me in my life. Though.
Yeah, for me it's just life. Yeah.
But musically too, and it's like, and then to like see all this shit, it just like kind of. Yeah. It just like makes me sad, man.
Yeah.
You know.
But I mean, times are changing, man. Like, I feel like you have to. Like, if he just stayed the same, he'd just be like that old guy that's still, you know what I mean? That's how
true.
I feel.
I'm
like, he'd be like Nas and maybe now, you know what I mean? Like, Nas is he still goes hard. Like, if you hear a verse from him or he comes out with the album, you want to listen to it, it's good. But it's like.
No, musically, I don't doubt. Like, I don't, like, ever think Kanye sucks musically.
Oh, okay.
Like,
you're saying his ideals
I'm talking about, but yeah, like. I don't know. Like, I guess it's because I'm an artist, or I don't know. Mm-hmm. You probably feel the same way to some extent, but like it's hard for me to separate the art from the artist, because to me it's an extension of yourself. So like, so I can't. It's hard for me to separate the Trump shit and the MAGA shit and all that stuff from his music. No matter how good the music might be, you know what I mean? It's just hard because like if it was like I don't know, some rock dude doing that shit, I'd be like, nah, fuck that. I'm not listening to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, if it was anybody else.
Yeah, so like, I'm like,
you're just treating them the same way as anybody else.
Yeah, so, you know, and if I see a person in real life wearing a MAGA hat, I'm like, yeah, I'm like, fuck this guy. So like, why would I not feel that way about him?
Let's
You
go
know
beat
what I
him
mean?
up.
Yeah.
Which I mean,
not
yeah.
quite to that extent, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's really important to, you know, even, you know, to hold like your highest form of inspiration accountable for their actions. I think that's really important because I feel like a lot of people don't do that. I think a lot of people kind of, you know, they have like these beliefs and these ideals and everything, and they're so like, you know, gung-ho about it, and they're like, you know, this is how I feel, but then somebody that they really look up to acts against that, and they're just kind of like, well, that's all right, you know, what, that's whatever, we'll let that slide. And I feel like that's something that should not, that's an attitude that should be abolished. I mean,
Well,
letting people get away with shit, you can't do that. You know?
Yeah.
So for us, you know, like we really, I mean,
You're just holding them accountable.
yeah, we
basically.
want to hold them accountable, and it's
Yeah.
like, but the thing is, like the artistry and everything, you know, it's still there. I don't think it's as great as it once was
Yeah.
by any means, but
Well, I would say, I mean,
you know.
you got to think his ideals have changed. You know what I mean? So let's just say, let's put y'all in his perspective. Let's just say y'all blow up.
Yeah, yeah.
Y'all blow up, which is gonna happen. So y'all blow up.
Right.
Yeah, people, they worship you basically now. So just imagine that amount of pressure.
That
Just
is
that
it.
itself.
That is
no,
true,
bro.
man. That's a lot of pressure.
I think
yeah.
about it a lot.
That's
like,
true.
like with
And-
Kanye.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you
yeah,
gotta
go ahead,
think,
go ahead.
and you gotta think, like what we've been doing hasn't been working. Obviously, like just throwing hate, it hasn't been working. So what he's doing is just breaking out of that and throwing love to every direction. It's not just Trump, just every direction. Just hoping somebody will catch it. You know what I mean? Because this fool's been through.
That's
You gotta
fair,
think he
yeah.
lost his mom. You've lost your dad. You know how hard
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
That-
Yeah.
You go
That's
back
true,
to your
man.
dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you could count on your dad. He could count on his mom, and his mom's not there no more. That's a different. You know what I mean? Like
Nah, yeah.
I'm putting myself
Yeah.
in his. He's a
That's fair.
human being. So
I mean, I totally like.
Yeah.
I get the sentiment, right?
Yeah.
Like I get his logic behind it,
Mhm.
but I just like strongly disagree with it. Like I just could never like personally like
you
show
don't
any love towards that.
I got
No
you.
matter
Yeah.
Yeah.
how good my intent might be, I just could never do it personally.
I think it's hard.
You know what I mean? I
yeah,
just
It's a
couldn't.
tough one.
I
No,
think
yeah,
too,
I
it's
just
like,
couldn't.
yeah, like his perspective from where he is kind of
Mhm.
in society is he's got a different
It's a
perspective.
different perspective.
He's seeing the situation completely different
Uh-huh.
from people like us, you know.
Cause
so-
I'm the same way. I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, bro. Like if you fuck with that,
Yeah.
dude,
Nah, hell
I'm
no.
not.
I don't wanna
I'm
be
not-
associated with anybody.
To be
Nah.
fair, you know, that is something I consider too. Is that, you know, when a lot of people are like, man, like how could he be like that? It's like, well, he is seeing it from a completely
Completely
different perspective.
He has
so-
kids
He's
now.
rich as
So
hell.
I do,
A
yeah.
different type of
Mhm.
money. Like
Yeah.
he's talking to
Nah.
different people. He's had different conversations. It's a whole.
And I
different
totally
realm.
get that, and I consider that too. But
Mhm.
I still just like it's just not
Yeah.
the same person that I was inspired
Yeah, yeah,
by.
no,
You know, like
but everybody changes.
oh yeah, for better or worse.
Where,
Yeah.
exactly.
You
But I
know?
mean, it's good that he hasn't like gone off and killed anybody or anything. Like
Or
that. That'd
himself,
be way more
because
disappointing.
That's what I'm
another-
scared about, bro.
That's another
what I'm
thing
saying.
nobody talks
Yeah.
about is like because you can't really study it, but how does money and fame affect your mental health if you already have a fragile mental health state?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Because
It's like-
he's already like, if to be a genius, you have to be on that edge of like crazy and like, intelligent at the same time. Like either
Yeah.
you're fucking crazy or damn, you're a genius. You know what I mean? You're right on that level. So for him, he's already on that level, and that's your mental illness. It could swing either way. You know, people could look at you like, wow, you're insane. You're crazy. You need to get on these drugs, get on these meds. You know what I mean? And then on the other hand, you could be a genius. You could be Einstein. You're like, wow, you created fucking My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. And
I thought you were about to say like
did.
I thought you were about to say an Einstein, which is like
was about to
wow,
say
you
an
created.
Einstein.
Oh, no,
I was
no.
expecting that too, man. I was like, wait.
I ain't bringing that. I ain't no. We're talking about Kanye, man. I'm trying to keep it with Kanye. But
He was about to whip out some Einstein.
I know.
Nah,
It's like-
Try to flex on us with the
I'm not that
Einstein
smart, dog.
trivia.
that's smart. But
Einstein's memoir that I
Hey,
wrote.
but on a lighter note, Carter 5 out now.
How do you feel about that?
Man.
Who do you listen to? Like who's who?
I mean, so
All
right, so
Like,
for the most part,
not to speak for Phil. Phil's more into the rock shit than
I want to
me.
get into that.
And
not,
I'm
not
into
rock.
rap.
I
Or
won't
like
say like
indie,
rock.
indie.
Yeah, like
Indie.
indie. So I think one of our like kind of our dynamic and everything. I think he's a lot more critical with hip hop, and I'm pretty critical with like indie kind of alt stuff. Hip hop wise, I mean, we do have very common interests and everything.
Forget hip hop. I want to get into what you really rock with. Like,
I mean, I'm very like I said, like already with like the Arcs, the Neighborhood.
The Neighborhood.
This band called Night Moves, pretty cool. It's very like vintage sounds.
Do you know like what about Tame Impala? How do y'all feel about them?
This is actually really funny.
Or
man.
him.
We talk about this all the
This
time.
is funny
How do you
as
feel
hell.
about him?
All right, so
I kind of hate Tame Impala.
yeah, so he hates Tame Impala.
Hey, Tame Impala.
I don't hate Tame. I don't hate Tame Impala, but I don't love Tame Impala, and I'm not just saying that because like I want to like agree with you, because as a vocalist, I've never been impressed. Sorry, Kevin Parker, like if you're watching this shit, like one day if this comes back around, like so
Band
much
beef. Oh shit.
so
Tame
much
Impala versus Electric Sun.
so much respect for Tame Impala. You know, coming from like being in psych bands and everything like that, I love kind of that like psyched out like guitar and like the drums and everything. Tracks like Same Person, like or New Person, Same Old Mistake. I don't even know.
I know which one you're talking about.
Cool drums, you know, everything like that. But the problem is like for me, like when I'm trying to get like really hyped over like indie music or like alternative vocals and stuff that are like, you know, inspiring me. I want to hear what's being said.
It's
like,
not
I want to
really-
hear, I want to
his
hear the
vocals are
emotion.
not
I don't
good,
want,
bro.
I just don't. I don't want to hear just the notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically it's just
music's like that.
it's just kind of like
A lot of it, you know?
Yeah, there's a lot.
Like they got that drowned out
Yeah.
like reverb
Yeah.
vocals, like
Yeah.
you just can't even hear anything.
Yeah, there's a lot of them like
It's
that.
like, man,
to me it just kind of conveys like a lack of confidence in the vocals, and it makes me not kind of.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because that's because
this is the
Very
start
point.
of the beef, bro.
Well,
Tame
No, you're
Impala
just saying
versus
facts.
Electric
He's just
Sun.
yeah, man. It's funny. It's like right before this, like, hey, man, we probably shouldn't talk shit about any musicians out there.
Nah,
but,
man.
But
this
you
is
know,
a
no.
podcast.
But very serious. I mean, it's still, you know,
All it is shit talking.
Yeah, that's all we are doing. Just shit talking.
I listen to Tame Impala.
Yeah,
But
I fuck with Tame Impala heavy.
Tame
That's
Impala's
why I'm-
great.
that's why I'm
Look,
like, what?
here's the thing, man. Like, I would love to play a show. I would love to play a show with Tame Impala. It would be great. We could pretend that. Yeah, it'd be. Well, yeah,
no
I mean,
more.
that would-
If you do, I'm gonna go up there and be like, no, you don't really rock with Tame Impala.
Hey, Kevin Parker, ask him about it. No, man. But for real, it's you know, I just don't get a whole lot of emotion from the vocals. But I think that, to be fair, it might just be because he pours most of his emotion into the instrumentation, and that could be it. You know, and you know, for me, you know, I put a lot of, you know, emotion into the instruments, but I put most of it into the vocals, and that's just my personal taste. Is you know, I want to hear that expressed vocally from someone that I look up to, which is, you know, well, I'm a huge fan of Jesse Rutherford from The Neighborhood. I really like him because
there's a reason why they're on the radio.
Yeah.
Like,
And I mean,
great music.
And he's very
Like genuinely great music.
Yeah, he puts like personal, like genuine, like, you know, I feel like he's kind of putting himself out there, you know, heavily all the time, and I respect that a lot. You know, I like that a lot.
Hey, Umair, pull up Kyle and The Neighborhood freestyling on YouTube, maybe. I think there's a funny story about dude. He was rapping on one of my beats.
Jesse Rutherford was
Yep.
on one of your beats.
Really?
Yep. Right here. Look. This one. The Sushi freestyle with Jesse. With play it out. Play it out loud. It's them rapping on.
Oh shit!
Freestyle back, freestyle.
That's your beat.
This beat sound like sushi. What it like? Hey, grab your camera, it's a movie.
Yeah. There we
The
go.
name of the song is.
I had your bitch had a booty.
Wow, that's crazy, bro.
We all seen it in a jacuzzi. Okay, what up? Yeah, I'm hungry for some sushi. Hold up. I'm a funny motherfucker like Jim Belushi. I guess. You know I do it and I do it like a movie.
Hey, and he
And I like Austin Powers the way that I'm grooving.
Damn. That's the way he's grooving.
Hey, hold up.
I like salads, not smoothies.
I don't want the dressing on the motherfucker. I don't want the dressing.
I don't need the dressing.
Your instrumental, bro.
Never get drenched. Never get drenched.
6, God blessings.
Look at my pants. Look at my pants. Woo! I get that money real fast in the dance, bitch.
All right,
Going down in the dance.
it's getting too loud on the mics probably, but yeah, man, that's crazy that you bring up the neighborhood.
That's
Yeah.
wild as shit.
Yeah,
bro.
then this
I
happened
had
early
no
on.
idea, really.
Early on, I was called Dream Child at the time, and yeah, that was like one of my first big songs. I had my homie Masego play saxophone on it, and now he's huge. Like he's
Yeah,
big.
he is.
Have y'all heard about him?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Masego?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
See, that's what I'm saying. This is like way back, man, before he was.
He's talented, bro.
Oh
Yeah.
man, he is
Incredibly.
great. He is great. Pull
Incredibly.
up FKJ to now.
Bro, I watch that all the time.
Man.
Yo, you watch it all the time?
We've watched that so many
All right,
times.
hey, you don't have to
man.
pull it up. You
Yeah,
don't have
I
to
Oh,
pull
watch
it
that
up.
all the time.
But man, like,
Yeah.
have y'all collaborated with any other bands
No.
yet?
Nope.
Just mainly. Okay, I kind of want to be the first collaborator.
Well, I mean, we've.
Celebrity wants us to collab. He sent
we
us
could
an
do it.
instrumental.
Oh, he did. Ooh.
Yeah, we just haven't got to it yet. We've been busy with
Yeah.
our shit, but we want to. I like it. It's cool.
Yeah.
It is
And I
cool.
mean, Celebrity's drums
cool.
are crazy.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
They're so
That's
heavy,
cool.
bro.
They're
I
good,
love it.
Yeah, no, he kills the drums. I definitely want to get in the studio with y'all though. Like
Let's do it.
that.
Whenever,
would be,
bro.
That would
Yeah.
be fun. That would be fun.
Let's
Are
make
y'all
it
watching
happen.
anything? Like
Like-
TV shows or like cartoons? What's y'all? What are y'all on?
Oh man.
I like fucked up shows.
Yeah,
like,
I mean-
like
Which one?
not like super. Okay, that was probably a strong word.
He said, yeah, fucked up, Johnny.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm like, no, I like dark like dramas and shit.
Like what?
Like Breaking Bad, shit like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what you're on
Uh,
right now? That's what you're
Nah, I
watching?
watched Breaking
Game
Bad
of
like
Thrones,
3
man.
times.
You're on Game of Thrones right now.
I'm watching Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
but that's
I'm
like
all caught
that's
up.
like a slow watch for me. Like I can't.
What season are you on?
7.
Oh, damn. Well,
Yeah.
then what? You're right there then.
I've watched it over like a year though. Like I'm not like a chain
you
watcher.
don't
of
get, like-
Game of Thrones.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But you're a chain watcher with other shows though.
Yeah.
Like with Breaking Bad, you can binge it pretty.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
watched that like 2 or 3 times.
Damn.
Yeah.
I
That's
can't
like my
watch a
favorite show ever.
I can't watch a show over it again. But Breaking Bad was great. That was great.
Goat
What about
show.
you?
Man, I mean, Game of Thrones, but I blew through that in just a few months. I
Yeah.
caught up on that.
Yeah, I watched it with my homie right here.
Man, I've been watching a lot. I mean, any time that I'm just kind of like wanting to watch something, that I'm not like working on music or anything like that. I watch. Yeah, The Office is a lot of fun to watch. I mean,
The
I
Office, you just
it's-
put it on. It's
Man,
classic.
yeah,
It's
see,
like the best
it
show to
sounds
have
weird,
on
man,
in the
but like I
background.
love like anytime I eat, I love to watch The Office because it's just
Yeah.
like lighthearted, you know, like either that or like Gordon Ramsay, like Kitchen Nightmares. That's good. That's pretty dark. That's a dark
I
drama
like
for you, man.
Chopped, man. Chopped.
Chopped is good.
So y'all just be hungry? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Y'all just
pretty much,
Like
man,
y'all
pretty
torture
much.
yourself? Sports.
Yeah, I mean, not as much as I'm actually starting to get more into basketball since I met this guy. I really never was like huge into sports growing up.
What are your
I
interests?
mean,
Like,
I
big
ran
things
like
that you're
track and
into?
stuff. I did pole vault and all that.
Well, not like sports. I'm saying just in general.
just honestly, man, like it's pretty heavy music, like
real?
guitars. Like I mean, most
Wow.
of the time I'm always listening to music.
Damn.
I mean, any of my other interests. I mean, I really like cars, but I don't have money for that, so
Yeah.
I can't really indulge in that.
You're just a straight musician. Like,
yeah, I mean, I
that's
just-
it.
Music.
Damn.
Music. Yeah, that's.
That's crazy.
I kind of been pouring all of myself into music for the past several years, man. Honestly.
How long have you
I
been
wish I
playing
could say
guitar
the
and
same.
stuff?
I mean, I started playing guitar probably 2008,
Mm.
around, so about 10
10
years
years.
now. Yeah, started playing
Nice.
guitar. I actually, I tried in like 2005. I
Mm-hmm.
got a guitar from a pawn shop, and my dad got it for me, and it was pretty shitty, man. It was like a first act. Actually, we actually bought it, and it was strung upside down. It was like
Oh,
it was it was a right-handed guitar
classic.
that was strung as a lefty.
Like some classic shitty guitar.
Oh man.
it's like purposely
Yeah,
shitty.
and I mean honestly, I sat. It was around the time that I just started to get into music, and I had like my first iPod,
Yeah.
and I was listening to the Gorillaz. I was listening to
damn.
50 Cent at the time.
Uh-oh.
The Game, like, and then I got my dad got me Green Day's Bullet in a Bible, which was like their most like politically like controversial. Like, I mean, it was a pretty heavy thing for like a 5th grader to get at the time. It was
Yeah.
like just kind of like introduced to music, and I was like introduced to all of this like intense like
No, you go the
just
hardest
like
you can.
oh man, like
That's funny.
just really intense. But I watched that and I was like, shit, like I want to be a rock star, man. Like, this is what I want to do. Like, this is what I want to do. And so I got my dad to get me that guitar, and that shit was horrible, man. I didn't know, like, I would just kind of strum it like this, and I would sit there and be like, man, how the fuck do you make different sounds with this thing? Like, I didn't even understand that you had to like put your fingers on that shit to
Yeah.
like make it. I didn't even understand that. I wasn't even like, I was just like, I was fucking with like the tuning
Well,
pegs and everything.
You
I was
gotta
man,
think
how do you-
like whenever we're learning anything, like I feel like people get discouraged so easily because really at the end of the day,
Yeah.
whenever you learn anything, you're literally a baby at it. Like I'm a
No,
baby at
exactly,
Chinese.
yeah.
Like I can't speak
Yeah,
Chinese.
yeah.
Like I'm Mandarin. Like I'm a baby at it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm a
Yeah.
toddler
Yeah.
at that. So that's just funny because I was the same way. I was like, wait, oh, so they press,
True,
they
man.
get the frets and they,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
like,
he taught himself how to play guitar.
well,
you
on
too?
YouTube, on YouTube.
Okay, yeah.
You
Well, I
taught
mean,
yourself.
but I
That's
mean,
teaching
yeah,
yourself.
that's
Yeah,
teaching
yeah,
yourself. That's how I did too. Because honestly, like that guitar, I I actually got rid of it because I was really embarrassed because I took it to a music shop when I was in like 6th grade. I took it in. I was like, yeah, can I get some new strings on this? He's like, oh, this is strung backwards, buddy. Like,
Damn.
and I was like, oh man.
Just shot your
like,
whole
call-
life
Yeah,
down.
just like called me out. I was like, damn. And he was like, yeah, this is stupid. And I was like, man, like,
want this.
and they were actually rude as fuck at this.
Where
music
was
Was
shop.
it Guitar Center?
It was Mr. E's Music. They're not
Oh,
there.
I know where Mr. E's
Yeah.
is. That's where I got my first
Really,
keyboard at.
They're
Really?
not there anymore. I do want to
They
say
had the
that.
worst
Yeah.
guitars.
They were assholes to me.
They had
So I just
terrible
want to say
instruments.
that right now.
Damn.
If they were assholes,
That
Bro,
might be
don't
why they're
worry,
out of
they're
they
out
were
of business.
rude as shit, man. They were so.
Don't worry, they're
No.
out of business.
They were so rude. No, I went in there and I was looking at a guitar when I was like learning what these guitars were, and they had like the knockoff because they couldn't sell Gibson or Fender there for some reason.
They had all the
So they had
knockoff.
like the knockoff ass like Les Pauls, and I was like looking at one, and I was like, man, this is really cool. And this guy came over, and I thought he was gonna like see if I wanted to play it. I was like, this is really cool. He's like, yeah, don't touch it. I'm like, man.
Damn.
So like
what?
so I took my ass to Guitar Center after that, and I kind of gave up for like a year, but then I went back and I went to Guitar Center and I got my first like real like acoustic guitar, and well, I actually got one before that at Target. It was just cheap ass
Yeah,
like first
you're
act,
like, nah.
but it's what taught me how to play the fucking G chord. I mean, I made some
okay.
progress on that.
Yeah.
And then I got an Ibanez, and I don't know, man. It's just like every day I was just like, I would hear something and just kind of
Try and
teach
play it.
myself. Yeah, and I mean, it just every day I was just like, that was all I did.
It's
man.
just
That was all
consistency
I
at the
did.
end of the day.
Yeah,
You just
yeah.
gotta go every
That was all I
day.
did.
Dedicate like 30 minutes.
Do
You
you
know what I
still
mean?
play?
Over a week, you're gonna I still
You
play,
play?
but I'm getting really deep into piano. So I really wanna
That's good.
master piano
Especially
first.
for production, man. That's
Yeah,
really
because I
important.
mean, at the end of the day, it's a keyboard. So if I get like my rhythm impeccable and I know all these little runs and all that stuff, then I'll be good. You know, I could be my own band at that point. Like I kind of am on my own band, but like
You are.
it's
Pretty much.
kind of, but like I
Sean
still.
Price band.
Yeah,
much.
I just try to. I want to master piano before I go full in guitar. You know what I mean? Because now I got
Right.
both of y'all, and both of y'all are like John Mayer. I try and learn John Mayer licks. That's what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah.
So if
Yeah,
that
that's
guy
how I play it.
influenced you, then I already know where to go to. You know what I mean? If I want to learn
Yeah.
a certain top, sounding lick or whatever, like
You
that's
got
just.
Jimi Hendrix over here, man.
Yeah.
Jimi
Oh
Hendrix.
yeah. No, that.
Oh,
hey,
bro, come on, man. Don't
whenever
You
we
can't
were over
figure
there,
out
that's
that.
what we were freestyling on, right?
Where,
We were
when?
whenever I went over there and I brought my guitar and
Oh,
while we were just practicing,
yeah.
and you were like,
We were
yeah, just play
jamming,
your
yeah.
notes, just play
Yeah.
your notes, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, you got a little, and I was like, okay, well, he's just giving me encouragement, but you know, I gotta get
you
better.
were doing it. You were holding. Yeah, you were soloing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think you were playing the harmony, you were playing the chords.
Yeah, man, you can play.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
I
how you
try,
learn,
I'm
bro.
trying. Yeah, I'll get there. But how do y'all pick y'all's guitars, like? Cause I still don't understand that. I got
Oh, man.
I didn't even know how to say it.
that's a good
Ibanez,
one.
is it Ibanez?
Ibanez.
Ibanez?
I just
Yeah.
play Fender. Like
You're
that's
all
I
Fender?
play, yeah.
Yeah.
No matter, that's kind of like Nike. Is Fender kind of like
Yeah,
Nike?
and then my
What is Ibanez? Ibanez Adidas or like what is that?
Ibanez-
'Cause I got an Ibanez.
No,
also.
Ibanez-
Ibanez like Fila.
What?
Ibanez is like
I need to
Fila.
return my
No.
Ibanez.
Okay, actually, that's kind of true.
no.
No, they're not sponsoring y'all
hey,
for shit.
No, all I'm gonna say is that the Ibanez was my first guitar. Then I moved on.
He's gonna clean it up.
Yeah.
But go ahead. How do y'all pick guitar?
I love Fender, but I also love Gibson and Epiphone.
Okay.
Epiphone makes incredible semi-hollow electric guitars.
Okay.
George Harrison played an Epiphone, semi-hollow, like a 335 or 339 or something like that. It's just got this like deep, like surfy tone to it.
See, look, now we're getting nerdy on this. I don't even know.
Really,
I
man?
don't
No,
know too much
bro.
on
no,
guitars.
man, we
Really,
bro, we
whatever
just know
feels
what
good,
sound
bro.
they make.
Yeah. Well, that's good though, cause
Yeah.
I'll pick up a guitar. I literally got my first acoustic guitar is an Ibanez, and I think it's a nylon. So it's kind
Oh.
of like
They
Spanish.
got good instruments,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, so
like,
it's kinda
not
like
a bad
a
brand. I
Spanish
was just
guitar.
playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a
God.
Spanish guitar, but I didn't even. I just like the sound of it. So it's good to know that what sounds like what, even if it's a
Yeah.
Gibson or
To
like
me,
a
as long as
hollow or
it
whatever.
feels good. If
Yeah.
it feels
Well,
good,
that's
you can
important.
change the electronics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
anytime.
How many guitars do y'all have?
I got two.
You got
That's
two
it.
guitars.
Yeah, I mean, right now
I got my Fender, and then I got my one my dad made. That's it.
The OG.
Yep, that
Damn.
ugly one, the like.
Yeah, I know
squiggly
exactly
one.
what you-
Yeah,
I know
my
which
dad
one.
made that. That's my main one.
Damn. What about you?
I've had a lot of guitars. I've sold a lot of guitars.
Oh,
Actually,
okay.
right now I've just got a nylon string. I'm about to get back another electric and kind of start rebuilding my. But actually, I think like this weekend I'm gonna be trying to buy an Epiphone 339. It's actually the guitar that we used on someone else when we recorded it. And then I had a Fender
And
Stratocaster.
favorite, huh?
Yeah, favorite Haunt as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I had a 50s reissue Stratocaster that we used
Sean's
on
just like,
Finsta.
No, I'm just thinking of
Yeah,
like
he doesn't know.
these-
He's like,
these-
Yeah, the 50s reissue.
yeah.
I know
I'm just-
exactly. Yeah.
I'm like thinking of like whenever y'all get these guitars, because y'all are so knowledgeable on them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like I said, I might be a baby to this shit. I'm probably a baby to this shit, but I'm gonna say like whenever you do get a guitar, do you already know it's gonna be like one of those like I need to keep this and I'm gonna have stories with it, like you know what I mean? Like, because you might go on tour with that guitar or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's
Or
hard.
do you like? Is it like whatever? It's
I
just
don't.
a guitar.
I don't buy guitars. Like I've both my guitars I've had for over 10 years. So it's like
Damn.
I don't buy guitars. Like I have my
Yeah.
guitars, and that's like what I play.
Okay.
You know what I
I
mean?
got you. So that's
Yeah.
that's the
Like
end
I
of
don't
it.
need more guitars. Like I will when I have money, when I have disposable income, I'll buy guitars because I like guitars. But
Yeah.
I don't need a bunch of guitars though. You know, like
Okay.
I like having my two guitars and that's it.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Well, and
It's,
they're
you know,
incredible too.
and they're good
great
guitars. They're really good guitars.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, that's all I need.
I've bought a lot of guitars, and the problem with buying guitars, like when I went out to Austin, I was like trying to make it on my own, you know,
Mhm.
out in Austin. You know, you buy all these guitars, and then you realize that you got to sell those guitars.
Yeah.
To,
Yeah.
you know, pay the rent or to move somewhere
Mhm.
else. And I think one of the best guitars I had was this Jaguar, a Fender Jaguar. It's like one of my favorite guitars.
Ooh.
But
I've seen those. Those look dope.
Yeah.
Like I like. I mean, I don't know what it does or anything, but I like it has Jaguar on the back, right?
Yeah.
Because I got a
It's-
Squire or something like that. That's like the little baby version.
It's got
I guess.
Jaguar. They're really cool. They're super temperamental though. They have so many switches and they got so many problems. And like I had to take it
really?
to the shop all the time. And then I had to sell it when I moved back here. But yeah, I mean guitars is you just got to go play them. You go play them, and you know. I don't know. Honestly, it's all about the feel. It's how it feels, how it sounds, you know. And then we get into the studio because we manipulate the sound quite a bit when we do stuff. So I mean, it's pretty easy to find a guitar
Any
that
guitar will
works.
work, really.
Yeah, but it really for us, it's the playability. Yeah, if we can actually like. Really, what it is like, can we be ourselves playing this guitar, or are we
Yeah.
gonna be like stiff and kind of awkward with it? That's really the determining.
There's certain
factor.
there's just a certain feel that you get when holding that instrument.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
kinda,
I was telling my homie that like whenever you see me in guitar set, I'm the same way with pianos. Like I don't even know the names of them, but just to feel them and like see how the weighted keys and feel like how it, you know, how one just feels different from the other.
Yeah.
And I felt that way with my guitar as well. Like so should you would you say I should upgrade to something else than a Squire?
Nah, not yet.
Not
Just
yet?
wait. Yeah. Once you start really recording guitar and shit, then do it.
Yeah.
But
You'll
you
know.
do direct input, right? Like you record
Yeah.
straight in.
Yeah, I record.
So yeah,
straight
you're
in.
good. Honestly, just like
It just doesn't like. There's some times where like, it's hard to tune and stuff. Like I don't. It's kind of loose. Is that good or no?
Nah.
No,
Yeah,
that's definitely not good.
Or,
but I mean-
well, I'm saying, is that like normal? My bad. Yeah.
Nah, but
it's,
it's
it's loose, man. It doesn't hold its tune, man.
it's
but-
just quality,
Yeah.
you know.
I
it's
need to
just
get
the
a new one.
quality of the parts.
yeah,
I
yeah.
need to
It's
get a new
just,
one.
I mean, really, like you kind of gauge like what you need off of like what you're doing with it. You
Yeah.
know, I
Mhm.
mean, if you're playing a lot of shows and you need it to stay in tune, man, you got to go get a better.
Yeah.
You got to go get a better guitar, man. You got to get something that
Yeah.
stays in tune. But I mean, if you're sitting in, your studio and you're direct,
Yeah, it's just at the
direct
crib.
inputting and everything like that, it's not a big deal.
I'm gonna get a new guitar. Y'all convince me just by saying like this is better quality.
I'll go
But-
guitar shopping with you, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, I love guitar shopping, man.
So we hit an hour and I guess 15 minutes.
Yes,
So it was a pleasure having y'all on.
for sure.
Show
man.
007. You know what I mean? Y'all were scared at
Awesome.
first. Like, why
I
is
was
he
a
talking? Why is
little
he
worried.
pulling
I
up
was a
golden
little
eye, the
worried,
golden
man.
eye
I was like, I
stuff?
didn't know what was gonna happen, man.
So we have a new ritual that we're doing that we started last time. You get the 7 Dragon Balls,
Oh shit.
and you gotta say 3 wishes that you wish to be granted.
Guys,
Out loud.
Yeah.
out loud.
Uh huh.
Oh,
3 things that you wish for.
Shit,
Oh man.
man.
A record deal.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
A good record.
Probably
deal.
number one.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's number one for sure. We doing? Take one of these back.
Mine.
Y'all can hold it.
I'm thinking
Oh.
financial stability.
Financial stability.
So money, just money.
Yeah.
A shit ton of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. a good-
That's what I was saying. Shit, I want money.
it,
So a record deal
record deal.
Money.
with money.
Uh,
Okay.
and probably just to like be able to like just do music
Just
for
do
my
this
job.
forever.
Like,
Yeah.
Just do music
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Well,
Yeah,
thank
I
y'all,
think that's
man.
good, man.
Yeah,
let
thanks,
let
man.
everybody know where they can find y'all at.
Apple, Spotify.
Yeah, all
Deezer,
streaming sites.
Tidal.
We got a
Yeah.
website with all of our links on there. Electrictongues.us.
Ooh.
Instagram,
.us.
electric_tongues. Facebook, electric tongues. Twitter, E_tongues.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Got a lot
Cool.
more on the way.
Yep.
Well, appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah,
We'll
thank
see
you,
y'all
man.
next time.
All right, man.
What's up,
Thank you.
Yo. Hey, that was good, right?
Yeah, yeah.
that was
Great,
fun.
man.
It's done?
Yeah.
It's done? I gotta take a piss.
Sad girl, rock and roll with the vintage clothing and a loaded bowl. Naked body on the screen. You love the attention, I know what you need. Acid trip till 3. You settle in, you know what to be. Multicolored, vibrant dreams. Everything's perfect, but not what it seems. You can't think about anybody but yourself. And you can't think about what happens in the end. Do you think about what keeps you up at night? Touch yourself and say everything.